Have you ever looked at a vast ancient forest or a serene, sprawling landscape and wished you could capture that feeling, that entire world, and bring it home? Well, what if I told you that you can? Today, we're rediving into one of the most evocative and artistic forms of bonsai, forest and landscape plantings, known in Japanese as Yose and Saikei. This isn't just about potting a single tree. It's about becoming a storyteller, a landscape architect in miniature, creating entire ecosystems that fit on a tabletop. So what exactly are Yose and Saikei? Let's break it down. Yose, which translates to group planting, is the art of arranging multiple trees of the same species in a single container to create the illusion of a forest or a grove. The goal is to capture the dynamic yet harmonious relationships between trees and a natural woodland. It's about creating a sense of depth, age, and collective strength. On the other hand, we have Saikei. Saikei literally means planted landscape. It takes the concept a step further. While Yose focuses primarily on the trees, Saikei incorporates other natural elements like rocks, moss, smaller accent plants, and even sand or gravel to depict a complete, living landscape. A Saikei could be a miniature mountain range, a tranquil riverbank scene, or a rugged coastal cliff. It's a living diorama, a three-dimensional painting crafted with natural materials. The magic of both styles lies in their ability to tell a story. A well-crafted forest planting can transport you. You can almost feel the cool breeze rustling through the leaves, hear the gentle quiet of the woods, and sense the history in the aged trunks. Each tree plays a role. There's usually a main tree, the tallest and most prominent, acting as the patriarch of the forest. Then you have secondary trees, supporting characters that add depth and complexity, and smaller, younger trees that create a sense of continuity and future growth. The arrangement is crucial. You never want to plant them in a straight line or a perfect symmetrical pattern. Nature is beautifully imperfect. We use odd numbers, 3, 5, 7, 9 trees to create a more natural and visually appealing composition. The spacing is also key. By placing trees closer together in some areas and further apart in others, we create visual rhythm and flow, guiding the viewer's eye through our miniature world. Imagine a path winding through the trees, even if it's just an illusion created by negative space. Now, let's talk about creating your first forest. The best species for Yose are often those with smaller leaves and delicate branching, which helps maintain the sense of scale. Japanese maples, trident maples, elms, and junipers are all fantastic choices. The key is to use trees of the same species but with varying sizes and trunk thicknesses. This variation is what makes the composition believable. You'll need a suitable container, typically a shallow oval or rectangular tray, which provides the horizontal space needed to build your scene. When you're arranging the trees, think about perspective. Placing the largest tree slightly off-center and towards the front, with smaller trees positioned behind and to the sides, creates a powerful sense of depth. It tricks the eye into seeing a vast forest stretching into the distance. It's like being a film director, deciding on the wide shot, the mid shot, and the background, all within one pot. Saikei takes this cinematic approach to another level. Here, rocks become mountains and cliffs. Carefully selected stones, with interesting textures and shapes, can form the backbone of your entire landscape. You might use a large, craggy rock to represent a distant peak, with a cluster of small trees clinging to its side. A layer of fine, silver sand can become a serene riverbed, and patches of lush green moss can represent grassy meadows or the forest floor. The possibilities are truly endless. The beauty of Saikei is that it's often more accessible for beginners than traditional single-specimen bonsai. You can use younger, less developed plant material because the focus is on the overall composition rather than the perfection of a single tree. It's a wonderful way to learn about design principles, balance, and horticulture all at once. You can create a stunning landscape in a single afternoon. Let's walk through a simple Saikei creation. First, select your container. A shallow, textured ceramic tray works wonderfully. Next, choose your main elements. Let's say we want to create a riverside scene. We'll need a few interesting rocks for the riverbank, some small juniper saplings for our trees, and some live moss. We begin by placing a layer of bonsai soil in the tray. Then we position our rocks, anchoring them firmly into the soil to create our riverbank. Think about how a real river carves its way through the land. Once the rocks are set, it's time to plant the trees. We'll place a couple of the taller junipers behind the rocks, as if they're growing on a higher bank. A smaller one can be placed closer to the water's edge. After the trees are in, we can create the river itself. We might use a mix of fine gravel and sand to simulate the riverbed, carefully brushing it into place. Finally, we add the finishing touches. We gently press pieces of living moss around the base of the trees and over the rocks, which immediately brings the scene to life. And there you have it, a miniature living world. The maintenance for these landscape plantings is similar to other bonsai, but with a few unique considerations. Because multiple plants are sharing a small space, they can dry out more quickly, so regular watering is essential. You'll also need to prune the trees to maintain their shape and scale within the composition. Over time, you might even replace a tree or rearrange elements as your vision for the landscape evolves. This is what makes it a living art form. It's never truly finished. It grows and changes with you. So why should you try forest or landscape bonsai? Because it connects us to nature on a profound level. In our busy, often digital lives, creating and caring for a miniature landscape offers a moment of peace, a meditative escape. It's an exercise in patience, creativity, and observation. You're not just growing a plant. You're cultivating a world. You're telling a story without words, a visual poem that speaks of seasons, resilience, and the quiet, enduring beauty of the natural world. Whether you're a seasoned bonsai artist looking for a new challenge or a complete beginner drawn to the idea of creating a living sculpture, Yose and Saikei offer a uniquely rewarding journey. It's a chance to play, to design, and to bring a piece of the wild, untamed world into your home. I encourage you to give it a try. Start small. Gather a few saplings, find an interesting rock in your garden, and just begin. Don't worry about perfection. Focus on the feeling you want to create. Is it a peaceful, secluded grove or a dramatic, windswept coastline? Let your imagination be your guide. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore the beautiful world of forest and landscape bonsai. I hope you feel inspired to create your own miniature masterpiece. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the art of bonsai, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. Let me know in the comments if you've ever tried a group planting or what kind of landscape you love to create. Until next time, keep growing,